So one of the things I love about this pilgrimage is the history, and it's so unique to any other hike or through hike in the world. You know, here in America we have the Pacific Crest Trail, and we have the Appalachian Trail, and we have the John Muir Trail, and they're all spectacular, and the views are amazing. And the hikers, you know, they take their tent and their cooking stuff and their sleeping bag, and they're in the wilderness for like 5 and 6 days at a time, and then they reboot in a city. But what's different about this is the infrastructure. You're staying at a place each night. So what I wanted to tell you, if you guys are interested in doing this, is you have to have a Pilgrim's Passport. And so what's so cool about this, it's from the 1200s. The artwork, from what I understand, is the same that they used back then. On the inside of the passport, it has a Latin prayer for you, and it's basically empty. And the reason why is every night you get a stamp at the place that you're staying, and you get another stamp at a place that you're eating. So every day you get 2 stamps in your passport, and every day you do that to the inn to Santiago. When you complete this, you go to the Pilgrim's office in Santiago and you show this to them, and then they will give you what's called a Compostela, which is a certificate of completion. And so that's a real honor. So the Pilgrim's Passport is real important. If you don't have one of these, you can't stay in the albergues. And the albergues are very inexpensive. Like, a tourist can't just come into a city and stay in an albergue. You have to have the Pilgrim's Passport. So they're really, really important. The other thing that I think is so cool and unique is this. It's a scallop shell. And this, if you have seen anything about the Camino, you're going to see the scallop shell. It's absolutely on everything. All the artwork, on doorknobs, on doors, on floors, on signs. It's everywhere, and it has been from the 800s. So there's a lot of myth and legend along with it, but basically the scallop shell lays on the shores of the Galician shores there by the Atlantic Ocean. And so these pilgrims, the primitive pilgrims, would walk from wherever they started, and they would head west. They would go to Santiago, and oftentimes they would go all the way to Finisterre, to the coast, and they would get their shells, and they would wear it on either their staff or their bag, and they would wear it home with great pride, proving that they had completed the journey. And so nowadays, modern pilgrims start and wear their shell at the beginning. So this particular shell I got last time because I was able to experience where it started in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. And my friend Julie and I each got our shell there. And you just wear it on your backpack. And all of the pilgrims along the way have the shells hanging on their backpacks. And it's a source of pride, and it proves that you are part of this kind of special group going on a pilgrimage, and that's what this represents. So the shell is something that you get when you start on the pilgrimage. The last part that I wanted to tell you about was the rock. And what they say is, before you start your journey, you pick up a rock from your home and you put it in your bag. And so wherever you start on your trek, you're going to have this and carry it. When I'm starting in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port and where I'm ending, about 2/3 of the way in, there's a place called Cruz De Ferro. And Cruz De Ferro is one of the highest places of the whole pilgrimage, even higher than the Pyrenees Mountains. And there's a tall iron cross, and under the cross there's about a 20-foot pile of little rocks. And it's so beautiful because that pile of rocks are pilgrims from over the years that have dropped a rock from their bag. What this represents is dropping your burdens. So basically you carry your burdens 2/3 of the way, and then you drop them there symbolically and reality, and then you continue on without that as a new beginning. The other thing that's really cool about this spot is anybody that has lost a loved one, it's a memoriam to that person. So you'll see poetry and pictures and ribbons and special things from that loved one along this place of Cruz De Ferro. So I'm looking forward to stopping by there. So in the next video, if you want to see, I'm going to be telling you about the Compostela and how to get it. But before I do that, I do want to say I'm going to put a link of how you can get this Pilgrim Passport. I ordered this one from Spain, from the Pilgrim's office, and it's only €2. So I'll be putting a link down below if you're interested in getting one. All right, so if you want to hear about the Compostela, stay tuned for the next video.